Hello and welcome back to Early Career Academic. I'm Tanya Azar, a academic, wife, cat mom, and passion planner ambassador. Today we are going to talk about how to create a fall bucket list. Perhaps you've heard of this concept before. You've definitely heard of the concept of a bucket list. But it occurred to me a few years ago that I like to get around to doing certain things in certain seasons, and sometimes I forget if I don't sort of proactively create a list and attempt to put those items from that list into my schedule. And then the season passes me by, and there'll be years that go by sometimes where I said, oh, what I really wish I would have done in fall is, visited a winery or something to kind of get the experience of tasting new wine, but also seeing the fall leaves in the distance. And I want to take advantage of the fact that I do live in a place which has seasons now, distinct seasons, and really sort of experience them as much as humanly possible to get the maximum amount of enjoyment out of each season. I tend to really, I grew up in a desert, I lived on an island, I love warm weather certainly, but I have come around to really liking fall and even winter, depending on what kind of winter it is. So today we're going to talk about the fall bucket list. I'm going to go ahead and use one of the blank pages in the back of my passion planner. This is the medium size, Undated, but they all have blank pages in the back. And I like to put extra lists back here that I can consult when I'm setting a new month up or setting a week up. And I'm also going to be using 3 Tombow dual brush markers. I decided to kind of go with almost kind of like Thanksgiving colors, like definitely fall colors, so that I can put a little decoration around my list, just make it look a little nice. But the main thing is we're going to make the list, so it is going to be kind of a functional video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the top blank to put the fall bucket list, to write it out in the Tombow pens, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create, I'm going to start jotting down my ideas for this fall bucket list. And the decision I have before me is whether I want to just list it out in a numbered list or if I want to kind of scatter the ideas around. I think I'm going to scatter them around because I have some ideas, but it's not like enough to take up all the space if I were to list it. So I'm going to go ahead and just jot down some of my ideas in no particular order. So I've already mentioned it, but I absolutely want to visit some wineries. My husband and I love going to visit new wineries, to check out new wines, to meet the people there and talk about the vineyard. And so many good ones in Virginia have, they're dog friendly. So the owners have dogs, the patrons have their puppies they bring. And so we just have a blast kind of, going around to different wineries and seeing puppies and drinking wine. Also, this is probably linked to the idea of visiting wineries, but we want to really soak in the fall leaves because we get really nice color on the leaves in this area. But sometimes we miss the peak, and you can actually go on a website. I'll find it and put it in the description below if you're interested, but it tells you when the peak season for the leaf viewing or what they call leaf peeping, no joke. So in your area, right? And so that's something I really want to make sure that we do before the leaves all sort of just turn brown and fall off the trees. Always, of course, we'd like to make a little time for some pumpkin carving. And absolutely linked with this is we make roasted pumpkin seeds. And I make 2 varieties, one a spicy variety and one a sweet variety, interestingly, and they're both delicious. So that is something I'd love to do, linked with obviously pumpkin carving. I definitely want to get my hands on some apple cider this season. And linked with this, I love making cider donuts. They're actually baked, so you don't fry them. They're just delicious. They're actually an Ina Garden recipe, but my grandma taught me how to bake donuts in a donut tin when I was young. They were very popular in sort of the Polish, Norwegian, Midwestern folk set, so I definitely learned how to do that. It'd be really fun to also make s'mores. I love s'mores. They're definitely one of the like, I'm not a huge sweet tooth. This, in spite of this list, I'm not a huge sweet tooth person, but s'mores, because I think of the bitter chocolate, just have like a good balance that I enjoy. What else? I think maybe kind of linked with this idea of s'mores and this, maybe this sort of thing combined here is what I would like to do kind of a fall party. I'm not sure because this year Halloween's on a Sunday, which means that it's actually kind of advantageous to have a Halloween party on a Saturday. But you guys, this semester's going to be so busy. I don't know if I have it in me to throw a big Halloween party again this year. So it might end up being more of kind of like a bonfire party where we, just have s'mores and donuts and maybe chili. Yeah, chili is kind of a nice, easy dish, and we kind of, so that might be kind of fun. So a fall party of some kind, but to be determined what kind of party. And interestingly, I also like to do kind of one last boat outing if possible, because basically after October in our area, you have to winterize the boat, so that it can get through the freezing temperatures. But October boating is just nice. Like, you're not getting in the water, obviously, but you are, you get a nice cozy sweater on, you get in the boat, the leaves are beautiful, the wind is the temperature is a little chill, but like if it's a sunny day, it's just perfect. So that's something I definitely want to do before it gets way too cold and before we have to winterize the boat. And of course, speaking of earlier of Halloween, there are Halloween movies. And I actually am gonna like kind of put a slash and add fall movies, because some of the movies I like watching in the fall are not explicitly Halloween or scary movies, but like, When Harry Met Sally is a good example. Or You've Got Mail, although John and I just watched that the other day, so we're probably not going to add that to this October's list, but definitely some movies to kind of cozy up and get in the mood. Also, while it's still around, I would like to attend our farmers market. I'm thinking right in this before it closes for the season. So getting some of that fall produce there would be kind of nice. So that's definitely on the list. What else? It would be really nice to actually, even over the winter, it's kind of nice to do hiking, because we actually have a lake near us that has a really nice 5-mile loop around it. But in the summer, it's actually it's actually the worst season almost to go hiking around there, because it's so wet and like the trail gets washed out sometimes, and it can be really muddy and gross. But in the fall, it's very often, the ground is harder, it's easier to walk on, less, your shoes get less messed up. So yeah, hiking would be a good thing to do in the fall. Oh, and I know I keep saying I'm like don't have a sweet tooth, but it's just a special thing when the fall comes. And mostly like the minute October gets here, I just like trying some candy corn, because I'm definitely team candy corn. I know not everybody is, but it's only around for a limited time, and it just reminds me of fall. So indulge where you can. Burning some candles. I used to burn so many candles in the 90s. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there was a moment when candles were all the rage and everyone had them. And then I feel like they went away somehow. But now they're creeping on back, and I just love candles. So I am here for the resurgence of candle burning. Definitely. I think if there's other things I'd like to send Halloween cards to my nieces and nephews, because when you were a kid, you loved getting cool mail, right? And you know, I don't do it for every single holiday, but like the holidays where we're not likely to get together necessarily, or it's not a gift giving holiday necessarily, but you know, for example, Halloween is it's fun and the kids love it, but it's not like a giving them presents. So what I do is I send a Halloween card. Sometimes has stickers in it, sometimes a gift card to like an ice cream shop or something, but just something little so they know that we're thinking about them and to kind of get them jazzed for the season, you know. So I like doing that too in the fall. There's obviously stuff in like that I'm thinking of, you know, for Thanksgiving and like all the way to Thanksgiving sort of thing. We have a lot of rituals around Thanksgiving, and then, you know, kind of Thanksgiving weekend is when we, you know, will put away all the fall stuff and we'll bring out all the Christmas stuff. But you know, in terms of a bucket list, you know, things that I don't want to forget about, that I want to do before the season is out, I think this is a pretty good list. You know, and given how, just given our other obligations on our time, I think this is doable. A lot of it, you know, we can do kind of all together, or some of the stuff we can do all together, so that we're not like having to remember everything on this list independently. I think it will just help me, you know, soak up the season a little bit. So if I think of anything else, I'll add it, but I think that's a good list for now. And let's see, for the let me see which order of these colors. That's kind of a good order right there, don't you think? All right, so let me go ahead and put the title up here, and then maybe we'll do some like doodles and stuff. And I'm just craving your indulgence, you guys, because I am absolutely not a hand lettering person. This is just my attempt to make this slightly prettier than it would be otherwise. So, you know, just take this how you will. I do love these pens, and maybe I will, you know, in one of my hobby hours, I will do some hand lettering exercises to sort of explore that world. I love watching other people do it on Instagram and stuff, but as you can clearly see, that is, what am I doing? That should have been a U. See, I can't think and do this at the same time, you guys. I can barely write this. And also, I'm pretty certain there's a C in bucket. All right, so just pretend like I actually planned that out ahead of time and it doesn't look as horrifying as I imagine it does. Do a little heart. Were you the kind of person who would dot your eyes with hearts in school? I definitely was not, but I like the aesthetic of it sometimes. Okay, so horrible, but at the same time, liking the colors, liking the whole sort of thing. And what I'm gonna do now is I think I'm just going to kind of go over some of these with these pens to kind of give it a little jazzing color, maybe make some leaves and stuff. I did not prepare for today to get, you know, stickers and everything that kind of goes with this theme, so this is going to be a sort of pen spread only, but I do want to kind of like give it a little zhuzh, if you will, to get it to look nice. So I wish I was also a doodler. I mean, I kind of am in some contexts, but to doodle each one of these things would take a little longer than I'm willing to spend. So I think what I'm going to do instead is kind of do some like fall leaf with some like using these colors kind of contrastingly a little bit. just to kind of like give it some jazziness. And let me know in the comments, you know, what do you have on your fall bucket list? Because I'm assuming that you might have some similar things to me, but not assuming that you have all of the same things. And also, I think some of you are probably more ambitious with your seasonal lists, and so interested to know, you know, do you have other things that you would add to this list? And also, if you do, you know, do you put them in your planner somewhere? Do you put them in another place so you can see them? Like I know some people put them in like on whiteboards, you know, like erasable whiteboards near their desk so they can see. So it's like so they and their family can see. I think if I had kids, it would be kind of fun to, you know, have it in a place where everyone could see it and sort of anticipate, because, you know, as Gretchen Rubin would say, like a big part of, you know, the fun of something is the anticipation of it, right? I feel like there should be something here in the middle. What do you guys think? Maybe another, I wish I could draw like an acorn or something, but I am not, I don't think that'll turn out the way I'm hoping. So I think what I will do is maybe just kind of do like baby leaves. Oh, that's a bad leaf, but you know, progress over perfection, that's what they say. I'm just kind of happy that I actually had time to even do this list with you guys, because Friday I had major technical difficulties, as you will see if you watch my Plan With Me video, and it's just kind of, yeah, as I said, a miracle that I'm even having this happen. So what do you guys think? Should I like blend colors in here, or is it like enough is enough? I think we're doing good. I think it looks pretty good. I am gonna go ahead though and like highlight some of these, like kind of alternating, just to like make each of these things stand out a bit, and hopefully like cover up some of my mistakes. Let's do orange here. S'mores and roasted pumpkin seeds. Now I'm kind of like really excited to do a lot of these things. I love it. Isn't it cute? I mean, considering the limitations I'm working with, which is my own artistic ability, obviously, I just really like that. Let me try to make this more. I need to get one of those. You guys have such nifty whiteout pen things, and I don't think I have a whiteout pen. I have this like white pen. Oh, actually, that is gonna work. I mean, it's super obvious, but at least it looks more like a U. Okay. All right, let's not obsess over all the little things, right? Let's just focus on the fact that I have a nice bucket list and I'm ready for fall. Thank you guys for watching this rather clumsy attempt at a fall bucket list. I really want to know what's on your list. Please leave a comment below. Also, if you're interested in the Passion Planner product line, you can visit the link I'm going to put in the description. It is an affiliate link. I do get a small commission off of sales made through that link at no cost to you. It just helps support my own habit in terms of buying planner supplies, but also this channel. And I also just want to encourage you to check out Instagram. I am planning on posting some cool stuff there. You know, I actually got out my fall decorations this weekend, so I'm going to post, you know, kind of what those look like. And it's just a way to keep in touch with everybody and kind of my planning systems as we go through each week. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and yes, let me know what you're doing in your fall bucket list. I'll see you here for the next Plan With Me. Bye.